Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Kay here and I'm here today to share this little project with you. Now, I doubt many of you haven't seen it or had it pass through your video choices on YouTube. It's had 11,000 views, so there's every possibility you've seen it, but for those that maybe haven't, this is a project that was put together by, I don't know if it's Tine or Tyne from Vectoriadesigns, and the whole thing is really wonderful because not only do you get a tutorial explaining exactly how she designed and put together this little folio, but you also get a free download of all the papers that you need. It's all, as always, open to interpretation, and having made a little mistake along the way with mine, and we all do it, it was a happy mistake because I have changed things up and not taken the original tutorial throughout the whole little folio, but I wanted to share it because it's a very generous thing, not only to give the papers freely, but also to do a tutorial that was not a short tutorial sharing how best to put this little compilation together. So this is the front, and you'd open it this way, it would be this way on. I've put a little bit of glitter on as I do, not too much, but just enough to make the eyes come straight toward the butterflies. And then this is the back, which is equally delightful. It really is. I don't know whether you'd call it a country garden or how quite to describe it, but it is absolutely beautifully detailed and beautifully designed. So without further ado, we'll go on to the next bit, and you even get the little cutout papers to make the buttons. Everything is, as you would need it to be to make the project. It's not hard to do, but you do need to be very much aware of the layout of the papers, because you could so easily have them going the wrong way if you put them in upside down and didn't realise at the time. The actual liner for the envelope flap here, in my opinion, is upside down, but it really doesn't detract from the overall work that goes into putting the folio together. So if we open it up as a booklet, if I widen out a little bit, there is so much detail, and as I say, I have changed it up, but I will link the original tutorial and where you can actually get the papers, because by watching the tutorial there is a link then to get these papers, which are really beautiful. You'll see a different variation. I haven't changed it up much. As I say, I made a mistake and had to rectify it by printing out a little bit more and changing things up just a little bit. But here is a little center panel. There are 3 pockets here. I've not put anything in them because, that would be up to the individual who wanted this or didn't want this or whatever. It's one of those things that I will probably send out. But you do have 3 pockets here, a little bit of area here if you wanted to do a little bit of writing or some stamping. Personally, I like to see this background, which is also part of the whole design. You get 1 plain paper amongst the 8 pages, and you're even told which papers to reinsert into the printer to get the backing so that you've got this lovely aged paper going throughout the project. She really has thought of absolutely everything to make it a very easy project for anyone, whether you're a beginner or challenged like me because your mojo is playing away or what have you. It will suit everyone and give them quite a lot of pleasure in putting it together. And there are also lots of ideas like this closure. Very, very basic, very, very simple, but look how it goes. It just folds over. The wraparound from the little buttons you don't actually need, but if you wanted to put things in the pocket, it would clearly bulk up the pages. They may well tent a little bit, so you've got this little closure to keep it all together. Then there's a plain page, and I'm off-piste here. This is where I made my little error, and I've just tidied it up and put it into a way that I hope doesn't detract from the whole project. But you've got quite a deep pocket here that would fit a great deal of things. You then open it up and there is another pocket here. You then lift this out and there's a plain pocket here that you could attach things to, or indeed write on if that's what you wanted to do. Thankfully the butterflies go any which way, so you don't have to be overly concerned with this particular sheet. Then there's an angled pocket here with a couple of little bits of ephemera. Again, because of the clever way you print it out, you can either leave them plain or back them on card, but if you leave them plain you have got the same colour going through, and it's a lovely little thing to journal on if that's what you would like to do. So that just fits in there quite nicely. And then on the other side here is another little setup with the button closure, and again I just loved putting this together. It was so, even though I made mistakes and, you know, perhaps rushed ahead a bit too fast and ended up putting more sheets in than need to be. Oh, and I also fussy cut that butterfly there to put it on the pocket. I just think it is absolutely delightful. And this is the last pocket here, again with the last portion of it, again with the angled pocket. Everything is lined, everything feels quite substantial. You would need to you would need to print on something that was not copier paper. You need something a wee bit more sturdy than that, but considering it would make a wonderful addition to a journal, keeping it to a good grade of quality paper would actually allow this not to add too much bulk to a journal if you chose to use it on the paper like I've done here. This is the Navigator paper from Wilko. I've been using it for years and years and years, and gradually people have seen the benefits of using a better quality for this kind of project, and it's actually being used by lots and lots of people now, which is never a bad thing. And then that closes, the buttons close, but everything is coordinated. I didn't have to run and find a coordinating paper for the buttons. The brads I had already, but I have to say, if it's being picked up on the camera, I'm actually quite disappointed with these. I bought them on eBay. They've all got a chip out of them. Very, very poorly manufactured. So I won't be purchasing from that particular person, again, needless to say. And then it all just kind of flip-flaps and folds back in together again, which is wonderful. You know, a wonderful, wonderful tutorial. The papers, I think, are just delightful. Would I use them on something else? probably. Would I print out more and make tags and that kind of thing? Most probably, because it does lend itself to that kind of project. But I just wanted to get this out there so that anyone else who perhaps would like to give this a try, and I mean clearly subscribe to Vectoriadesigns channel on YouTube. It would be very rude not to, although you don't have to be a subscriber to get the download, but it is sent to you via email, so you may be added to a mailing list or something of that nature, or more freebies in the future, who knows. But it's a very good ploy to advertise and get people to see their website, which is not website, see their shop, which is on Etsy. I have purchased from them before, and you know, because I am this person that likes digital papers, I always look for different things to do, different projects with, and this is what you look for on Etsy. The prices are a little bit more perhaps than you would be used to paying, but they are beautiful kits, and there is a lot of components with them. You don't have to feel that you're wasting money. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you go along, please comment below to say that you're going to check out the video and tutorial, or at the very least say you've come over for me, because I do like to show my appreciation to people that do lovely things for the crafting community. So once again, take care everyone, happy crafting, bye bye for now.